from Life Studios, and the topic I want to talk today is how to get over your ex. And here I've got 5 ways that you can do this. Number 1, stop feeding the situation. So if you've just broken up with your ex, right, you'll definitely feel really emotional and you want to talk with all your friends about the situation, analyze it. And if you've gone through that process for a while and you know things aren't getting better and you're constantly thinking about your ex, one thing that's good to do is to just stop, right? Stop feeding the situation. Stop analyzing the situation. Stop, because at times we get addicted to that emotional, it's kind of like a loop. We get addicted to the emotion of, you know, what did my ex do? Are they right? Are they wrong? We start talking to our friends and then we're looking for that validation with our friends. Like we'll say, oh, my ex did this, and don't you think he meant that? And then sometimes it feels good if our friends agree with us, they give the validation to tell us that we're right, and sometimes it's just ego. So stop feeding the situation, stop analyzing the situation, stop telling your friends, stop looking for that validation. That's 1. Number 2 is instead turn that energy, turn it into a reflection, a self-reflection. So in this stage you can think of, what did you like about the relationship? What didn't you like? What are you willing to accept or not? So this is where it's important to sort of understand your own values and your own morals and who you are as a person. And this self-reflection process may take, you know, weeks, it might take months, but instead of trying to find out certain situations where, say, you did right or you didn't right, which is the analysis part, and the feeding part is you then flip it around to like, okay, I've been through this relationship, it was a good experience, what can I learn from it? What can I learn from it? How can I do better? What are some things that I didn't like that my partner did? And what are some things that I don't think I did right? And how did they align with my values, my morals, and so on and so forth? So the second one is self-reflection, understanding yourself, looking deeply, a little bit deeper into your values and your morals, what you're willing to accept. So when you come across the same thing, and in my experience, I have gone through very similar relationships over and over again. It's really because after the first one, I never reflected on them. I never sat down and really focused on what I was willing to accept or not willing to accept. So I just literally went from one relationship, jumped into another one, and the same patterns would happen over again, but I never learned anything from it. I would just go through like pretty much the same relationship again, come out, break up with that person again because I wasn't willing to accept certain things. We'd have these really big arguments, and you know, it's just basically round 2. So it's really important to reflect and to focus on your values and morals. Which leads me down to number 3, which is to rebuild your life. So some of the things you may or may not have given up when you're in that relationship, especially if you're in a very dependent relationship where you're dependent on your partner and they were the priority in your life, it is now time to rebuild those things that you didn't do. So the passions that you had, the social groups, the friendships, is to go back, and it's important to rebuild those again. You know, start focusing on your hobbies, start finding out your passions, start chasing that dream or that goal that you were after before, and start rebuilding those social circles that you might have. Really, really important. So rebuild your life is number 3, which leads me to number 4, which is get into health and fitness. You know, one of the best ways to start feeling good about yourself again, especially after breakup, is to really love yourself and focus on your health and your fitness. So that's nutrition, that's your body, getting into the gym, maybe hiring a personal trainer, have no money, go on YouTube, look up YouTube videos on how to work out, start rebuilding your health and fitness, focus on you. And you know, physiology is connected to mentality and emotions. So you know, once you start working out yourself, you cannot help but feel better, because when you're moving, you feel good. And that connects to your mindset, you know, and you start achieving things with your body, your nutrition is good, you start to love yourself. Because when you're in a relationship, a lot of the times we don't really love ourselves. We love we say we love the other person so much more. You know, I love you more than you love me, that sort of stuff. Well, now's the time to focus on yourself, because you can't really love someone unless you love yourself. So that's the next thing. Number 4 is move on to fitness and health and really get that area of your life handled. Okay, step 5, don't go for the rebound. I know it's really tempting, and I know you're hurting to just rush out there and try to numb yourself and distract yourself and go partying and whatnot, but what you're really doing is actually holding yourself back. Because once you finish a relationship, it's really important to go through the 5 steps and go through that reflection process and learn from it. It is very tempting to just go out there and party, but the problem is when you don't learn something through that process, you go through which is what is called like the polarity of your life. So let's say you go out and you numb yourself with booze and alcohol and all your friends are around you and you get really high, right? You numb yourself, you're not thinking about it, you feel good for a short period of time. When you go home or when you're alone by yourself, you crash. Like what goes up must come down. That's the way the polarities of life works. You will be high for a short period of time, and then when your friends aren't there, or even if they are there, and you have time when you're sober, you will crash and you get really depressed. And what happens when you constantly go through that up and down, you're just really holding yourself back, because during that up and down process, if you don't learn anything in between, that's how people seep into a deep depression. So that's why it's really important, especially as you're going through this breakup process, is to really go through that reflection, rebuilding process. So number 5, really important, don't go for the rebound. Don't go for once you finish, straight for the crazy parties or the numbing or the distractions. Make sure you relive, you go back and you relearn, rebuild your life, go through the reflection process. So there you go, guys. That's the 5 steps. 1, stop feeding the situation, stop analyzing it, going over who's right, who's wrong. Number 2, reflect, values, mission, your morals. Number 3, rebuild your life, career, friends, social, passions, hobbies, whatnot. Number 4, focus on your health and fitness, build your confidence again. Number 5, don't go for the rebound because you know about the polarities of life and it's just going to hold you back. So they're the 5 ways to get over your ex. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.